In the heart of Europe, there's a strip of land that neither Serbia nor Croatia claims. It's just 7 square kilometers of trees, sand, and brush on the banks of the Danube River. For decades, it sat untouched. No buildings, no infrastructure, no name. But in 2015, one man arrived, planted a flag, and declared, "This is now a free country. I call it Liberland." What followed is one of the strangest diplomatic stories in modern history. The story of Liberland begins with a border dispute rooted in war. After Yugoslavia collapsed, new borders had to be drawn between its former republics. One stretch, on the west bank of the Danube River, was claimed by both Croatia and Serbia, but not this particular piece. Here's why. Croatia insists the border should follow historical cadastral lines, which place some land on the east bank within Croatia. Serbia, on the other hand, says the natural border is the Danube itself. That left several tiny pockets of land like Gornja Siga, unclaimed by either side. This makes Gornja Siga a rare example of terra nullius, land that legally belongs to no one. Recognizing this legal anomaly, Czech libertarian politician Vít Jedlička traveled there on April 13, 2015. He raised a flag, read a Declaration of Independence, and founded the Free Republic of Liberland. The date wasn't random, it's Thomas Jefferson's birthday, symbolizing Liberland's ideals: limited government, individual liberty, and voluntary cooperation. Vít Jedlička, the founder of Liberland, is a former economist and member of the Czech Republic's Libertarian Free Citizens Party. He was deeply frustrated with excessive taxation and state control in Europe. But unlike most political activists, he didn't just complain. He tried to build something new. His idea: a sovereign country based on personal and economic freedom, voluntary taxation, and minimal government intervention. He envisioned Liberland as a place where entrepreneurs, digital nomads, and freedom-minded individuals could thrive. He wrote a constitution which limits the size and scope of government more strictly than almost any nation on earth. It guarantees freedom of speech, property rights, and voluntary association. On the day he declared Liberland's independence, over 200,000 people applied for citizenship. Today, that number has reportedly passed 700,000. Among the applicants, a mix of idealists, crypto developers, tax exiles, and yes, at least one former NASA engineer who offered to design a space program. But there's a problem. Liberland's land is still blockaded. Croatian police continue to prevent anyone, including Jedlička, from accessing it freely. You might wonder, how can a country operate if no one can live there? Liberland's answer: online governance. The government runs remotely, mostly from Prague. Officials hold meetings in person and online. Citizens can propose laws, debate policy, and vote via blockchain-based platforms. Liberland even has its own cryptocurrency called the merit, which functions as both money and political influence. The more merit you earn, through donations or contributions, the more voting power you hold. It's essentially a decentralized autonomous government, like a political version of open-source software. In theory, it's the first real attempt at a digital nation-state, but in practice, it's still struggling. There's no physical infrastructure on Liberland territory. No roads, buildings, or housing. Still, Jedlička has signed diplomatic cooperation letters with over 80 representatives in different countries and has opened Liberland embassies in several cities. They even drafted architectural plans for a floating city combining smart home tech and solar energy, meant to exist in international waters if land access is never granted. Despite having a flag constitution and tens of thousands of citizens, Liberland isn't recognized by any UN member state. The Croatian government treats any attempt to enter the land as illegal border activity, even though Croatia itself insists the land isn't theirs. Jedlička has been detained over 7 times for attempting to enter the very territory he founded. In one surreal incident, journalists accompanying him were also detained for walking on nobody's land. Supporters sometimes try to enter via riverboats or airdrop supplies. Others have attempted to set up temporary camps, only to be swiftly removed by authorities. In response, Liberland has explored ideas like drone-delivered mail, citizenship via NFT-style digital IDs, and hosting government services in the cloud. The entire situation feels like political satire, but it's very real. And it raises serious questions. Can sovereignty exist without recognition? Can a virtual nation hold legitimacy? Or is Liberland just a libertarian meme that got way out of hand? Liberland may never join the United Nations or issue official passports that get you across a border. But its very existence challenges the way we think about nations, borders, and freedom. Is it a utopia, a stunt, or the first version of something radically new? One thing's certain. In a world of tightening control, the dream of a land with no rulers still captures imaginations. And somewhere on the banks of the Danube, that dream still flutters in the wind, on a flag that no one can legally reach. In a world full of borders, some dare to imagine something different. If you enjoyed this journey into one of the world's most unusual micronations, don't forget to subscribe. There's a whole map of strange, bold, and brilliant places still to explore, right here. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we uncover them all.